Would please stand with us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sandy, could we have a roll call?
Councilmember Shippers.
Here.
Ellenboss.
Present.
Ingalls. King.
Here.
Mayor Folkins.
Here. And at this time, if we could have a motion to approve the agenda as it's been presented.
I'd make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. This time, we'll open the floor for our first public comment. We do ask if you come forward, if you would please state your name and then write your address for the clerk. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you would keep your comments to 3 minutes or less.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Acting Manager, City Manager. My name's Randy. Citizen of Cadillac. Just a quick comment. Last City Council meeting, we or unless it was before that, you guys went into closed session and some people got raises, et cetera, et cetera. But again, I think the most specific reason I'm going to speak tonight is, you know, how the city works. And at one time, I started back in 1982. And it was a good thing, but a lot of things, you know, changed through the many years. But if that gentleman who was supervisor of the water department, I'm not going to name no names or nothing, and if he was fired, and he was being or verbally abused and mentally ridden hard. And now he's no longer with the city. And he's had that heart attack and was driven to that. That is not right, you know. The directors, I hope I have my facts correct, but that gentleman would do anything for anybody, for the city of Cadillac and for the water department, et cetera. And he devoted his whole career for the city of Cadillac. And he was a good guy and very worthy, but I don't believe he's no longer with us. And that's really, we have to be very careful, because I was even harassed many times. And I'm not going to go into details, but some of the directors or supervisors were very, very spiteful and mean and cruel. And there were times where I could spend an hour talking to certain supervisors where I tried to get my work done, and I couldn't do that. But thank you.
Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to the approval of the consent agenda. And this evening, we do have the minutes from our regular meeting that was held on August 7th, along with the minutes from the closed session that was held on August 7th.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
Councilmember Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. All right, so that takes us to some communications for this evening. Sandy?
Yes, it's being recommended to allow Highfield Boats to reserve the public docking spaces during their dealer show on September 11th to 12th, 2023, as presented.
I'd make a motion to allow Highfield Boats to reserve the public docking spaces during their dealer show on September 11th, 12th, 2023, as presented.
Support.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the display of a banner from August 21st to the 28th, 2023 for the Cadillac Area Public Schools.
I'll make a motion to approve the display of a banner from August 21st through 28th, that's easy for me to say, for the Cadillac Area Public Schools.
I'll second it.
Councilmember Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the closure of Mitchell Street between Cass and Nelson from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on October 25th, 2023 for the Chamber of Commerce Business Trick-or-Treating event.
That was fun last year. They had a good turnout. I'd make a motion to approve the closure of Mitchell Street between Cass Street and Nelson Street from 4 to 7 p.m. on October 25th, 2023 for the Chamber of Commerce Business Trick-or-Treating event.
Support.
Councilmember Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. You okay?
Yeah.
Being recommended to approve the closure of Hemlock Street between East River and Crippen from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on October 21st, 2023 for the Trunk or Treat and Food Drive fundraiser.
Is this the folks at the Halloween house?
Yes.
We had
Mhm.
talked
Yeah.
about that when we did the
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day thing. We talked with them, and they just do such a wonderful thing there. If anybody who doesn't know about that, it's they've already started decorating, and they have big cans out there where people, when they come to look at the decorations, donate food that goes to food pantries. And so I'm thrilled to to approve the motion. Can I go ahead? For the closure of Hemlock Street between River and Crippen from 5 to 7 p.m. on October 21st, 2023 for the Trunk or Treat Food Drive fundraiser.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. And we do have one appointment this evening.
Yes, it's being recommended to approve the reappointment of Carl Holder to the Cadillac Wexford Airport Authority for a 2-year term to expire on August 21st, 2025.
I'd make a motion to approve the reappointment of Carl Holder to the Cadillac Wexford Airport Authority for a 2-year term to expire on August 21st, 2025.
Support.
Councilmember King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Ellenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. As always, we appreciate our volunteers. It helps us as a city be able to provide all of the good things that we do with all of those volunteers helping us do that. So that's wonderful. Okay, so tonight we have a couple of resolutions to adopt. Would you like to introduce the first one?
Sure. Just absolutely thrilled to introduce this next item. It's been a real joy to work with the Sjogren family on the pickleball courts right from the inception of the idea to now, where you can drive by and there's people playing there all the time. And so the recommendation tonight, just throughout the process, it really felt right to kind of move in this direction, and gotten a lot of support from the community and from the family as well on this, to recommend a resolution to officially name the courts the Sjogren courts.
And Cliff Sjogren is here this evening, and so I'd like to invite you up to say a few words.
Has the vote been taken?
Not just yet.
Okay,
Do you want us to do that first?
it's probably best.
Okay, we can do that. We'll
I'll
just-
go ahead, yes.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to adopt the resolution to name the pickleball courts in the Cadillac Lakefront Park the Sjogren Courts.
And I'll gladly second that.
Councilmember Shippers.
Yes.
Allenboss.
You bet, yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. So now if you would like to come up. Oh, that, yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much. I have a couple of things I want to tell you that you might not have appreciated or heard before. The name is Sjogren in Swedish, S-J-U with the umlaut, is lake. Gren, G-R-E-N, is I'm 95 years old and I
You're
have
fine.
short-term memory.
Yeah.
It's Branch. So
Yeah.
my name is Branch of the Lake,
Oh,
which kind of fits in with the sign. But to carry that a little bit further, my wife's blood mother was named Fludquist. And Flud is a stream, and Quist is a twig. So we're using these tree things. So she lived when she lived here just 100 feet from the Clam River. I lived 2 blocks from the lake. So she's taking care of the river. Her name is on this too. So she's a river and I'm a lake. So I just thought you should know that.
That's awesome.
The other thing is, everybody knows probably that I use this trail hundreds and hundreds of times. I do the 1.8 miles on it. I've got my name down in the pavilion, and now I've got my name up here. So this is what happens when you let somebody do all that walking. They want their name all over the place. and feeling so good about this, and I thank you so much. It's very important to me. My both sets of grandparents settled here in the late 1890s, and my wife's grandmother was a Reeder, the founding family of Lake City. So we got a lot of history in this area, and we're very interested in it. So there's a lot of things I'd like to talk about, because I do talk too much sometimes, but I just want to make sure I thank you for this. And I'm going to do a 1 sheet of paper for Owen, so that you'll have some idea in case somebody comes up and said, who's this Shogun guy? And he'll be able to give them some information. I'll give you a little bit about my professional life and, more importantly, my life here in Cadillac.
wonderful.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Clay.
Thank you, Tom.
And thank you for that applause.
Great, so the second resolution is to adopt the budget amendment number 1 for fiscal year '24. This is simply formalizing this fund, the Consumers Energy Prosperity Grant Fund. It's a brand-new fund this year. It was actually in the budget document, but because it was new, it was missed to get it on into the actual body of the Appropriations Act. So you've seen this, we've talked about it. This formalizes it into an adopted appropriation.
I'd go ahead and make the motion to adopt the resolution amending General Appropriations Act for fiscal year 2024 as presented.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Allenboss.
Yes.
Ingalls. King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, we do have in our packets this evening minutes from the last Historic District Commission meeting, along with the Cadillac West Corridor Improvement Authority meeting. And so we can peruse those in our own time. But this takes us to the second public comment this evening. Okay, seeing no one, We'll close public comment and move to the good of the order.
Look at you.
A couple of things. First of all, this Friday, I know the date's been all over Iowa, I have to apologize about that. But this Friday is actually the Cadillac Mayor's Youth Council movie in the park. Starting at dusk, the movie is Inside Out, the Pixar movie. Bring a blanket, bring chairs, bring grandma and the kids. And we'll have popcorn and beverages as concessions. And it's always a wonderful community event down in the park for movies. I would also like to say that I've had visitors from out of town this week, from far afield. And when we were heading out of town, driving, we took along the lake from my house. I live over by Diggins Hill, and we had the opportunity to drive past the Commons. And this one gentleman who is from California was so impressed, and I was so impressed myself to see all the activity down at Cadillac Commons. There were things happening at After 26. There were people looking at the Shea. There were kids in the splash pad. There were people having a picnic, walking on the path. It was just, there were dozens and dozens of people enjoying our beautiful city. And the gentleman that we were with just said, "Wow, you live in such a beautiful place." And I said, "Yes, we do. Thank you." It was fun.
Thank you.
And again, a special thank you for Top Sjogren. I saved this comment for special people in Cadillac. People like him make Cadillac a special place to live. So thanks, Top.
Thank you.
Two very, very quick things. First, we got our another lake survey, and so either this week or next, there's going to be 20 acres treated, so not a huge amount like last fall, but an additional 20 acres. So if you see some signage around, that's what is going on with that. School starts next week. Leicester Street is not done. We have been working very closely with again, the Franklin Elementary staff. We have a map. We're going to help them out tomorrow night at their Wednesday night at the open house. And so we're working feverishly to get that done as soon as possible. But it probably will trickle into about the third week of school or so. So
Yeah.
if
Chestnut
we are
Street,
working on that.
Chestnut Street looks good.
Oh, Division?
Division, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
yep.
There you go.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you, it does.
Yeah, thank
Looks
you.
great.
Yep, glad that's done for the first game. So, and that's it.
Okay. All set?
All set?
All right, then we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.
17.